Oh no, wrong way. Hello, I'm back. They have given me yet another car to travel back and forth from my abode, or shall I say, truck. It's a truck this time. We got the Ford Maverick 2025 XLT trim, which I learned about this morning, just the fancier trim. I'm excited. The truck evolved to the life happening around it. Poop. It has that utility factor. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I have a green hat to match the green truck. Honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I think big trucks really hone in on capability, strength, power, and this idea that you can kind of do whatever you want. You're driving a truck. Basically, Ford manufactures this truck as a truck for non-truck people. And what even is a truck person? We're gonna delve into that. But I would not consider myself a truck person, quote unquote. So we're gonna see if Ford hit that mark, and we're also gonna see how well this thing fares going the roughly 500 miles I drive a week, back and forth, north to south, and see if that hybrid CVT does for MPG what Mariah Carey has done for whistle notes. Stop it, I'm here. Oh my God, this car sings so much. I know that the driver door is ajar, I just opened it. Wow. So I know what you might be thinking. This is a truck, why is it on the car channel? Well, because of kind of what I just said, that Ford wants this to be the truck for non-truck people. So it's just kind of like, we have a person who's not a truck person who might be able to give you an idea if it is good enough for you. That made no sense. Because at the end of the day, I don't need a truck, or do I? Is the Ford Maverick gonna change my mind on that front? Start this bad boy up. Doesn't have a cool roar, but that's fine. Prior to me, I'm pretty sure only tall men have been driving this, so I'm gonna adjust it. Mirrors, I love me an automatic mirror. Okay, we're gonna fill it up tomorrow morning, so it's a true full tank of gas. We'll see if it can get me 4 full days without filling up again, and we'll see if I would ever consider actually buying one of these. All right, luggage check, sort of. Cheez-Its, imperative. I usually just have a lot of stuff, more stuff than any one woman could really need. Got my gear bag. Now I know what you might be thinking. Why are you not putting that in the bed, Mary? Because I'm scared that things will fly out, and there's a lot of expensive equipment in here. So we're testing the back seat instead. And there's good news, guys. It's pretty comfy for my stuff. Also big news for the Maverick. My little sister was with me yesterday, and I was like, hey, look, that's the truck that I'm testing out this week. And she goes, oh my God, I don't hate it. So she's historically not a huge fan of trucks. She's what you would call a non-truck person, and she liked the look of it. Ha! So that's big news. We're gonna go fill up. Slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you wanna be before your time. Oh, that's interesting. Look at this. You take your foot off the brake and it's a full stop. Wow. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Kind of nice, gives your foot a little break. So this hybrid truck is known for its fuel efficiency, and it talks a big game, but we're gonna see if she lives up to that. And last time I did this, 2 things went wrong. 1, it was really, really windy, and 2, I went to the wrong side for the gas. Gasket? What's a gasket? The gas, where the gas thing is. I went to the wrong side. So this time I used this handy dandy thing. Bink, I'm gonna fill it up. And right now it's like a quarter tank, so we're gonna get that bad boy up to 100, and then I'm gonna drive to work. Great, it's not windy. The card is inserted. There's a lot of people here today. Andre told me 87. Oh, it's the easy fuel thing. That's weird. The easy fuel thing weirds me out. Okay, great. Borderline, what? Vienna waits for you. Wow, see, there's a ginormous truck right next to me, 2500. Now that's a truck. I'm not sure why I walked around in a circle. Oh, wow, it's done already. Final number, 3135. Honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Look at this. This thing freaks me out. The easy fuel thing, like I get it. It's theoretically easier. I like it when kiosks say, thank you, and I will come again. See guys, that guy, wait, where'd he go? That's a ginormous truck. You can't, like, you should have seen it next to me. I looked like a little pipsqueak. And brother's towing, so he's a tower. Hello, come on, cinematically reveal yourself. And he disappeared. In terms of towing, the little Maverick, who I shall now be naming Fred, because that feels like a frog name. And guys, it's a hybrid truck, and so it is an amphibian, and double points, it's green. So Fred the Frog is what I'm landing on, and I love it. Right, the towing capacity. This one, the XLT four-wheel drive hybrid version, has the ability to tow 4,000 pounds, which is not a lot, my friends, not a lot at all. But if you're asking me, hey, you want a car, it can't tow, I'd be like, sure, I don't care about towing capacity because I don't tow anything. Perfect. Have you tried the Ford Maverick? No. Great, here it is. Awesome. That's how I imagine that conversation would go. So it doesn't really matter to me that it doesn't have a lot of towing capacity. That's kind of whatever. Oh, I forgot to reset my trip. Poop. Okay, I'm gonna pull over and do that. Here's a quick little poll. Do you guys care if I'm wearing sunglasses or not? Like, do you feel disconnected from me when I'm doing this? Does this feel bad? To me, it feels good because my eyeballs can feel at peace. But if you prefer to see my eyeballs, I can work with that. I can make that sacrifice. Oh my God, it's bright. I don't know if I'm allowed in this parking lot, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh, this is a behavioral health sciences campus. That's kind of cool. We're gonna reset the trip because that's what we gotta do. Let's reset our trip here. Okay, there we are. We'll go down to trip economy. Okay, we're gonna reset it. Resetting. Reset complete, 0 miles, blah, 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 start, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to leave this little visitor center parking lot now. I do like how easy this truck is to maneuver. I have driven several big trucks, including the Chevy Silverado EV and the Cummins 2500. And I don't like how big those guys are. They are increasingly difficult to park based on my stress level and the visibility of the day. So I usually make Jen park them, but I don't feel that fear in this truck. I feel like it's a very normal size. It feels like a crossover or like a mini SUV. I'm not upset about it at all. Okay, something I learned about with the Ford Maverick, our little guy named Fred. He has a CVT, which is a continuously variable transmission, which is a mouthful. It's kind of an interesting concept. So essentially there's just an infinite number of gear ratios, which is a big pro for a lot of people. Another pro is that it's very fuel efficient and generally better for like this giant orb we are briefly visiting, by which of course I mean Earth. It is kind of smarter, doesn't have to think as hard to like find the right gear. Those are kind of the pros from what I can gather. Now, there are also cons, as there are to any one thing in the world, unless it's hummus. Hummus only has pros, and you can fight me on that if you want, but I wouldn't. As I said before, there's a lesser towing capacity. One of the cons that a lot of people talk about with the CVT is it's not a very sporty experience. You can like switch gears very quickly, or rather continuously. So it's not a very sporty experience. Take me home, country road, to the place I belong. I have a green hat to match the green truck. I also have green pants. No! This is what happens when I sleep with my hair up and don't have time to shower in the morning. You know what that means? Hat. Also, another con of the CVT is the fact that it's so loud. A lot of people don't like that. Okay, so I have used the expression truck person a lot. How I'm not a truck person, how truck people are not typically buying the Ford Maverick, etc., etc. But what is a truck person? Where did that come from? How did that evolve? I did some research, and it's not a coincidence that the Ford F-150 is the most popular vehicle in America. The history is actually really fascinating. Obviously, everybody knows that Henry Ford created the Model T, right? Then in 1925, he created the Model T Roadster because he'd noticed that people were just modifying the Model T to haul stuff around. So he was like, well, what the heck? I'll build something else. So the Model T Roadster was born, and voila, the pickup truck. And then of course, it evolved, as things do. As things always do, they evolve. They adapt with the time and the landscape and the people and the needs, right? Like, it's a utilitarian vehicle is how it started, because people on farms needed to move their stuff around. And you can't do that on the inside of a car. So we saw a lot of evolution. Got the Dodge Power Wagon in like 1946, which was the first four-wheel drive pickup truck. And it was a product of the war effort, just like the Willys Jeep, or Willys. Some people say Willys. But it was a very bumpy ride, and it was not intended to be a daily driver or comfortable whatsoever. Then we had the Ford Ranchero in 1957, and then the Chevy Corvair in 1961, the Dodge Club Cab in 1973, the Ford SVT Lightning in 1995. It just kept evolving because time kept passing, and things have to evolve in order to survive, just like any species. And I guess the truck is a species now in this analogy. Wouldn't that be funny if we called like the SUV species, the truck species, the sedan species? And obviously there were a lot more variations of the truck. It wasn't just those ones that I just named, but that's just to name a few in the evolution process. And you know, as time went on and people's lifestyles changed, beds got longer, and then they got shorter, cabs got bigger, and then they got more and more luxurious until it wasn't just a utilitarian vehicle, it was a daily driver. In the United States especially, it is celebrated because bigger is better. That's just an American like mindset in a lot of places. Not for everyone, but for a lot of people. People really like big trucks. I think that stems from a place of like wanting to feel strong and wanting to feel powerful and wanting to know that if you do need to tow 10,000 pounds, you can. Even if that's not something that you do every day, you just kind of want the ability to, maybe. And it's also associated with things like country life, like the rural experience, country music. How many songs are there about trucks? Country songs specifically. But yeah, essentially the truck evolved to the life happening around it. It kind of changed from utility to culture, and so now truck culture is prolific in the United States, especially big trucks. I think big trucks really hone in on capability, strength, power, and this idea that you can kind of do whatever you want. You're driving a truck. My experience with truck drivers is they're a little cocky, but when you drive a big truck, you kind of feel that accidentally. I do think we should all be courteous to each other on the road. That's my hot take. So the truck has a really rich history, especially in the United States. I'm sure there's a long history elsewhere, but since this is where I grew up, that's the history that I conducted about it. So trucks got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then 2025, they kind of circled back around and said, hey, some people don't want to drive monsters, but they might still need a bed and room to transport things. So let's make a smaller guy. Hence the Maverick. Now, the Maverick does have competition. A lot of people cross-shop the Maverick with the Hyundai Santa Cruz, which is a very similar shape and size. I have not driven the Hyundai Santa Cruz, so I don't know what that driving experience is like. So why would I pick the Ford Maverick over that one? One, because I've driven this one, so I have an actual opinion on it that's actually based in experience. And two, the Maverick is green. But listen, I am not an expert at all, obviously. They're just like, hey Mary, you want to drive a little green guy? And I'm like, sure. But there is somebody I know who is a truck master.
What am I doing in this video, Mary?
You're the truck expert that I have called to duty today.
Okay,
so I'm gonna see how much you really know about trucks, Andre, today.
Okay, well, I'm a little bit nervous because I see you have a giant notebook.
I do,
and you've prepared a lot of questions. Thank you for bringing me into this video.
Yeah, well, I needed an expert, and there's no one better at trucks than you, I don't think.
So I went to the world debut of this truck. So yeah, so I know a little bit. How do I start this? Oh,
Mr. I went to the world debut. But anyway, Andre, I did some research this week to like talk to the history of the truck, right? Not talk
of the pickup truck in general?
Yes, like in America, the history of the pickup truck.
Are you going back like 100 years?
I'm going back to the Model T Roadster.
Are you going to the days of like the ox cart?
No.
Like a horse and carriage?
Not quite that far. I started in 1925. I just wanted to show somebody who does have ethos. I'm just a girl driving around a little green frog.
No, but your review of this pickup, the Maverick, is about, I think it's really valuable because you're doing kind of a daily a commute.
Yeah.
You're trying to see a lot of things. Is it easy to live with? Is it hard to live with? How efficient it is? Because it's supposed to be one of the most efficient pickups out there. By the way, did you name this truck?
Yeah, its name is Fred.
Fred.
Yeah, I keep calling it she, so I guess Fred is a girl's name now.
Freddie?
Wait, I love that. I want to test you on your truck knowledge, because I did all this research to establish my truck knowledge.
Okay.
But that's what this big notebook is.
And I've been reviewing pickup trucks for 12 years.
Yeah.
So let's hope I know something.
So, what was the name of the first pickup truck?
What's the name of the first pickup truck?
Yeah, name the first pickup truck.
Like a brand name or
There is a brand name.
nickname?
Well,
I mean, the Ford Model T, there were pickup truck versions of that.
yeah,
There's also the double A
you were right on the money first try.
Model T
Model
pickup.
T. I read in one source said Roadster, the other one said Runabout.
Okay.
So there's kind of like mixed reviews on that one.
But I think that history may go a little bit deeper because there's probably something obscure like the Stanley Steamer. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, what year did Chevy start producing first factory-built pickup trucks?
Chevy. I want to say it was in the late 40s. Oh no, like early 30s, 1931.
Yes, 1931. Andre.
Whoa.
That was on the money,
Okay.
dude. That was really impressive. Okay. Which pickup version of a 1960s sedan only sold 851 units in 3 years? Pretty specific question.
I don't know if it was the Ranchero or the El Camino. I'm gonna say El Camino.
It was the Chevy Corvair pickup.
Oh, Chevy Corvette. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, I picked hard questions because I know that you're a master.
So some of these questions are probably better for Tommy.
Oh, fair enough.
Because he's a very like classics guy.
Okay, so Andre was upset that he didn't do so well. So he said that you would be better at them, Thomas.
Oh God.
So name the first pickup truck.
Is it a Model T?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I said this to Andre, there's the Roadster.
Yep.
And then there's also the Runabout.
Yes.
What year did Chevy start producing first factory-built pickup trucks?
I'm gonna say 1934.
So close, 31.
Oh, 31.
Which pickup version of a 1960s sedan only sold 850 units in 3 years?
So the obvious choices are Ranchero or El Camino, but I think El Camino sold better, so I'm gonna say Ranchero.
So those were Andre's guesses as well.
What was the answer?
It was the Chevy Corvair. What was Chevy's response to the Ford F-150 in the 1950s?
I mean, like in the 70s they called them the C and K series, but in the 50s they also had a model called the Apache. What was it?
It was the Task Force. What was
Oh.
Chevy's response to Ford F-150 in the 1950s?
But the F-150 didn't exist in the 1950s because it was called something else like the F-100.
It was the Task Force.
The Task Force.
Yeah. What is a pickup called in Australia?
A Ute.
A Ute.
Okay. Nice. What does that
Okay.
come from? Do you know what it comes from?
Like utility.
Correct.
Like just a utility vehicle you carry stuff with.
100% correct. Okay, what is a you're not gonna get this one. What is a Russian-made pickup introduced in 2000?
In 2000? Was it the Lada? Who
No.
manufactured it?
It doesn't
Do you
say.
have
It
the
says
manufacturer?
it says Auto Vaz 2329. Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah, Autovaz is
Autovaz?
the Lada. It's another name to say Lada
Oh.
type of brand.
Oh, it's probably the backwards R, the zero that's a circle, the reverse N, L322.
What was the first Japanese pickup available in America? And it ran from 1961 to 1989.
I want to say it's a Toyota.
Toyota Stout.
It is the Toyota Stout.
Yeah!
Nice.
Let's go!
Toyota pickup.
No, Toyota Stout.
Oh jeez.
Andre was really embarrassed that he missed that one.
No, I knew this.
You were feeling the pressure.
No, I knew this.
That's a good one, Mary. Those are some good questions.
So those are so you did like one question better than Andre.
I thought you were gonna ask me like torque numbers. So what do you think about this Maverick so far? I know it's been only a couple days.
Yeah. No, I like it a lot. I think it's very easy to drive, which is what has been my problem with a lot of other trucks that I've, taken home, like the Chevy Silverado EV, the 2500 Cummins. Those are the only two really big trucks that I've.
Yeah, those are big.
They're huge.
Yeah.
But this one just feels like I parked it next to my RAV4. They're like the same size.
I think they're pretty comfy.
Yeah.
For multiple, sizes of people, height and weight and all that stuff. Because I'm comfortable, you're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I'm great. It doesn't have a lot of technology in it, which I like. I'm not like a tech whiz, so I don't necessarily need a ton of stuff up front, So I like this.
What do you think about like the start button and the shifter? What do you think
Well,
about that?
that is one of my main grievances. I hate non-traditional shifters. If I have
Or like a little console
either
shifter
one of these or one of these.
One of these.
Yeah. I don't, this little spinny thing, come on. What is this, Mario Kart?
But I think they nailed the suspension, the comfort of this thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think they nailed a lot of things of this thing.
It's not very loud. The CVT is loud.
Oh, like
Yeah, that's loud.
it's more of a moan. It's almost like, don't make me accelerate, please.
Yeah, it's like, no!
You know?
Hi! Okay, you guys. At the start of my journey with Freddy the Frog, the Ford Maverick, I posed the question, would I ever consider buying one of these? If money was no option, of course. This one, the XLT all-wheel drive, also with like the kind of upgraded tech package with heated seats, heated steering wheel, stuff like that, comes out at $35,000, but it starts with the XL at $27,000. So you can really, jazz her up if you want to. The pros of the Ford Maverick. If I am cross-shopping an SUV and a truck, which doesn't happen a lot, but if you're talking about lifestyle and personality, maybe it could happen, who knows? It is very easy to maneuver. Overall, it has that utility factor. It's going to be your friend if you need to move stuff, if you need to put luggage somewhere. There's so many different ways that you can use the bed of the truck. I actually did hop in the bed of this truck just to check her out. Now, it's not a huge bed. It's not an HD truck, obviously. It's not even close to a mid-sized truck, but it is still a bed. This would be perfect for whenever I needed to move, apartments, houses, what have you. And there's like outlet things back here. Pretty roomy. I really feel that suspension back here. Oh my God, and also, tailgate. It's just really convenient. It's a good option if you want to have the capability to move stuff without cramping the cab. It's nice. I had a good time back there. And it can tow. It has the capability to tow if you want it. That is not available in something like the RAV4. So utility, which of course is how trucks were born. The pros of the RAV. One, if you're on a road trip and you have your bags in the back, they're a lot more easily accessible than if all of your stuff was in the bed of the truck. Two, because there is no bed, everything is weather protected just naturally. So you don't have to worry about a tunnel cover or anything like that. Theoretically, the RAV4 is more reliable. The Ford Maverick has only been out for 3 years, so it's kind of hard to say whether or not it has that stamp of reliability yet, but the Toyota brand does. Not saying that's like that the Ford Maverick wouldn't eventually reach that status, but just if you're going based off of right now, today, the Toyota has a better reliability in theory. The RAV4 does have more trims available and it's slightly more customizable, not by much. This also is pretty customizable if you go into like the building your own. But because the RAV4 has been around a lot longer, they just have more options. And it's a little bit lighter. The RAV is not quite as hefty as the Mav. So have I reached a conclusion? Would I consider buying the Ford Maverick? I love this truck. Like, this one just feels so easy and light. I mean, light as far as trucks goes for sure. And the fuel economy is insane. It's still at half a tank after filling it up on Tuesday morning. And I drove to and from, well, it's Tuesday down, Tuesday back, Wednesday down. I think I drove to the ranch on Wednesday. So wasn't quite a full drive on Wednesday. Full drive down Thursday, full drive back up Thursday. And now full drive down Friday and soon to be full drive up Friday. So that's incredible that it's gone that many miles and still only half a tank. So just a huge fan of little Freddy the Frog. He's awesome. She's awesome. I guess Freddy could be a guy's or a girl's name, right? I guess I've never really met a woman named Freddy. If you know a woman named Freddy, let me know. I'm gonna miss this one. I'm gonna miss this truck. I might have to snag it every now and then. Thus concludes my week with the Maverick. Oh my God, Jen's here. I love Jen. Jen, I'm doing my clothes for the Maverick. You wanna be in it? I'm trying to figure out my trip summary, but the driver door is ajar. Yeah. Hello, guys. I drove the Maverick for actually what ended up being 5 days. Oh. Because I drove it from Tuesday through Friday yesterday, and today is Monday. So I did a Well, almost 80 miles a day every day.
Okay,
A couple of those days was only 40 because I would work from the ranch.
got it.
Okay, so we traveled 385.9 miles with an MPG of 46.2.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, 186 of those miles were electric. I was very impressed, actually. Like, I mean, I drove it for 5 days without stopping at a gas station.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So a whole week not having to fill out.
A whole work week, yeah. We're almost at empty, and I'm gonna give it to Tommy and be like, that's your problem, buddy.
Fill her up.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm glad Jen got to be in this video.
Me too.
We did spend the whole week together, but she just wasn't in this one.
No.
But now she is.
Now I am.
Okay, bye!
You guys love car and trucks? Well, I've got 3 great podcasts that you will enjoy listening to because we are deep into cars and trucks. And talking about trucks, right here is my man Andre and Case working on the next episode of Talking Trucks, where they delve deep into everything that is truckish, including breaking truck news, talking about the different models that are coming up, and of course, tearing down the world of trucks as only Andre and Case know how to do. But if trucks are not your thing and cars are sort of your thing, check out Carish, our podcast that is sort of car adjacent with Jen and Mary being the ish part of Carish. And finally, Tommy and myself talk all about cars at TFL's Car Chat, where we look into the newest models, talk about what's happening in the world of cars, break down the latest news. All 3 of these podcasts are available wherever you get your podcasts, so check them out. I think you'll really enjoy them.